Hi, very good morning to you. It's Gene from Maverickstar Observatory. Guys, isn't it interesting what's going on with the magnetic North Pole at the moment? Holding up in that one region. What really is going on? I mean, on the scale of things, think about it. 12,000 years was the last excursion, which was a failed attempt of magnetic pole reversal. And now, if we go back even further than that to the last completed reversal, 780,000 years ago. It's a long time. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I know a lot of people are finding it very difficult at the moment. And when you're faced with difficult times, you're going to be probably pushed to make some decisions on, maybe trying to earn alternative revenues from different sources. I just want to point this out. What we're looking at here is a demo account, which means obviously it's virtual, so that the money isn't real, but the actual stock market is. So on this particular demo account, you get £100,000 to invest. The first couple of days, I was doing okay, earning $200 here, $200 there on very short-term trades. But what you can see here is a disaster. This is Bitcoin. It's gone from 27,000 to 25,593 in just a few days. And if this was real money, well, as you can see at the bottom there, the profits and losses would total $7,748 at this very moment in just a couple of days. And this is a lesson, because this could have very easily been real money, and this would have been the scenario: £7,000 losses, and we'd all like it the other way, £7,000 gains. But at the moment, all the stock markets are the same. They're stagnant. I would hate to be a stock trader. I'm just a novice. I just thought I'd try my luck on here and use it as an experiment to show you guys, some of the things, because we all get tempted, don't we? Everybody gets tempted. Let's try our hand at this, let's try our hand at that. You've got to be very careful in this time that we're at right now, because things are slowly changing for the worst, unfortunately. I'd love on this Sunday to give you, warm, welcoming news, but the reality is quite the opposite. Over the last few weeks, we've had a problem. We are under, obviously, investigation. Can you believe that? That they would put resources into investigating someone that does YouTube videos on the magnetic pole. Can you believe that? They're going to find nothing anyhow. I'm not doing nothing illegal here. I'm just trying to help my fellow human being stay above the water. That's all I'm trying to do. And if you followed me for a number of years, I know some of you have, I'm a good guy. I'm not one of the bad guys. If I was a bad guy, I'm sure you'd have worked that out already and left long time ago. I'm under penalisation by YouTube, by now the British government, and by other governments because of what I've said about the Secretary General of the United Nations. Trust me, that has brought and opened a massive can of worms. And I was talking to Kendall via email, and I said, it's one of the things that I regret now, because I've put myself on the radar, and I'm not the only one that's done this. Recently, David Devine at Adapt 2030 had people come up on his drive. There was mainly all women in the car, but he spotted it straight away and said, they're snooping. And that's exactly what they was doing. And you know what? This is what they call a knock. And the other term for this is like what happened to me the other day in the shop, when somebody stuck their head in my car and noticed that one of the door card lights was on, and then decided to try and get a conversation going with me. It's called a bump. But I didn't entertain it. I keep myself to myself. If I go out, I don't really generally mix with other people. Right now, I'm not in a relationship, so I keep my circles very, very close to me. I probably visit my mum and dad once a week. That's it. I don't go out to pubs. I don't go out for meals. I don't do a lot of things. I spend the majority of my time at home, just researching, going over some of the work that I've done in the past. Dreaming a lot. Obviously, I dream a lot because I would love some of the things that I know to come, into practice. I've got a couple of great technologies. Obviously I've been here 50 years, so something has matured out of those. But the thing is, it's just not having the money to do those things. If things were different, we wouldn't be here right now. We would be showing you around, a different factory or facility or something like that, and showing you the progression in some of these ideas that I've got. But it's just the way it is. And I just want to say, what, be careful out there. Be careful what you do with your money at the moment, because it is becoming harder to obtain. These stupid people don't realise that the capital system's expired and something needs to replace it, and Bitcoin will not do that. Because if you can lose, like I'm showing you in this demo account, nearly £8,000 in a couple of days, it's not the next currency. I know what people say about it. I know people say they do really well at it. Don't be fooled into it, because what you're looking at is the reality of just 2 days with 3 positions in that currency, Bitcoin. So, it's not a good time to start, toe dipping into new areas of ventures at the moment, because at the moment, I don't think we've probably recovered from what's happened in 2019, and I'm, what is self I don't know what's the word. What is it when you regulate yourself? But anyhow, this is where we are right now, and things need to improve, but I don't see them doing that, because the pressure's going to be put more harder on us. If the United Nations keep up with this, raising 500 billion a year to support greener environments for the wrong reasons, then we're going to be finding ourselves in a lot of trouble. That money is going into a lot of people's back pockets, basically. It's been wasted. I know that firsthand. I mean, they're talking about building these electric lorries. Each lorry has a 70 kilowatt battery pack times 3 in them. Now, when you put that into consideration, think about this. Average household uses around 7.5 kilowatts every day. These lorries have got to be charged up every night. They've got 3 times 70 kilowatt batteries. It's just the cost of charging these trucks up for what they will actually achieve is a waste of money. It really is, and I'm not kidding you. I know this firsthand, because I know somebody that works at the company that is developing these trucks right now. And the money that they are getting from governments and other huge organisations would make you laugh. You would say, how the hell are they getting that? But they are. And it's getting squandered. It really is. I know from this person how it's getting squandered. It's ridiculous. It really is. The money is just being wasted left, right and centre, because it's easy money for them. And obviously, if it's easy money, there's somebody somewhere, fiddling the system. And of course we know they are. CO2 is at the present time in our atmosphere measuring 0.4%. And the amount that man puts in to the atmosphere is minuscule, because 98% of that CO2 that gets put into our atmosphere is put into the atmosphere by natural occurrences from land and oceans. So the amount that mankind puts into the atmosphere would not change anything. But nevertheless, they're rolling with this. That's what they're telling people, is the case and the cause for all these climatic problems that we're facing. But it's not. Clearly, they've not mentioned this is how, I wonder whether there are scientists in these departments, because they don't mention magnetic pole reversal, they don't mention the decaying grand solar minimum over the last 3 or 4 consecutive cycles, they don't mention the returning back into a glacial period, even though they do mention the Milankovitch cycle and the orbital change of our planet every 100,000 years. But you know what? None of these things are the cause of climate, according to them. That's very strange, don't you think? 3 things, bish, bosh, bash, that are definitely going to drive climate in different directions, and they don't mention those. They talk about something that doesn't drive climate. It makes me wonder, what sort of education these people have had, or if they're just keeping their mouth shut simply because they're raking in the money. I think it's the latter. Anyhow, guys, it's Sunday, and the sun is shining out here on the observatory here where we are in the central location of the United Kingdom, and I'm hoping the same is where you are right now. I'm hoping things are reasonably nominal for you. You're not in too much trouble, and we will continue with what we do, keeping an eye on the magnetic North Pole for those that are interested, and the other anomalies that we do look at as well. We'll keep an eye on those things for you. All this we require is maybe a little bit of support here and there. Simple as that. I think you would agree I'm not a bad guy, but I think if you followed me for 3 or 4 years, my integrity is to help other people and keep them informed. I know also that it's not a big topic for a lot of people, and there are other issues that are affecting directly their lives, and for that reason priorities do overtake things like what we talk about sometimes here. But we do live on this earth, and this earth is changing, and I think it's important that we keep up to date with those changes, because for some of us it could save everything we've worked for our whole lives, or on other occasions it could mean even saving somebody's life. Simple as that. It is important. This topic that we discuss is very important. So bottom line, guys, be careful what you choose in these desperate times to invest your money into, to cover your bills. Be very careful, because you could quite easily make your situation a lot worse through making a bad decision. And the other thing is, a big thanks to those over the last couple of days that have chipped in a few bucks. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll say what I usually do. As always, bye for now.